I feel like I've made my position pretty clear on this eSIM only version of the iPhone 15. This is the one that was made for the United States, and it says required eSIM and a bunch of other stuff. Consider subscribing. For context, we're looking at an iPhone 15 made for other parts of the world, literally the rest of the world. You see that there's way more stuff in other languages and no mention of explicitly needing eSIM in order to actually function. So let's go ahead and open this. I've already unboxed it. I just put it back in here since I haven't used it. But because I purchased this phone on eBay, I need to verify that it actually works. With this phone over here, I was able to just put in my SIM card and go on about my business. So this phone functions as it should. I did not feel like, until today, going through the process of setting up a new line of service just so I can verify that this actually works. I know I could put a physical SIM card of an active line in another iPhone and then hold the two phones next to each other, and that physical SIM would then be converted to an eSIM, but I don't want to do that because I'm using Android devices and I don't want to do that. So I'll just activate a new line of service, a prepaid line, $10, and I'll use it for the next 30 days for whatever reason. And let's go ahead and get this thing set up. Normally, when dealing with my prepaid lines of service, I go on the computer and I go through the whole process online. I do know that there is a T-Mobile eSIM app, which is right there. So instead of doing my usual thing, I'm going to give it a try. Got the app. I got my $10 T-Mobile refill card here. And we're going to see how easy it is to set this whole process up. As I said before, with my other device, I just took one SIM card out of one phone, put it in a new one, verified that everything was working properly, and went on about my day. Here, it's a little more involved. So let's tap the app. Okay, and I can already tell you right now what's going to be the problem. I'm going to put in my existing email address, and it's probably going to tell me you need to put in a email address that is not associated with an existing line of service. So let's just go ahead and see what happens. And as expected, yes, that email is already associated with the T-Mobile account. This app requires an email that is not registered by an existing T-Mobile account. Try again entering a new email address. I don't understand why I can't just continue what I plan. So it looks like I'm going to the computer. All right, I don't feel like creating a new line of service and a new email address. So I'll just go to the computer, enter in my credentials, and go forward from there. Consider subscribing. All right, now let's do this process. So I was Google T-Mobile prepaid. And I don't click on the sponsored links because there's no reason to click on the sponsored links. Come down here and we could go about this one of two different ways. And this is, it's just, like, I get frustrated having to do this. I've had the phone for a few days and I just know, like, all right, whenever I start a new line, what do I got to do? I can either start the new line and then do everything in terms of the whole new email address, so forth and so forth. Or I can log into my existing one and then try to attach a new line of service from there. So I'm going to enter my username and password, but it's the prepaid interface is really simple, to say the least. You can tell that they don't really care as much about you as they would if you were a postpaid customer, which in terms of the quality of service, I'm okay with them not prioritizing my data and charging me only $15 a month. Right now, I have the $25 a month plan, but normally I only have the $15 a month plan, and I am A-okay with that. But to continue this process, let's go ahead and come up here to my T-Mobile, which depending on how I have this set up, you may or may not see it, but in the top corner, you can see that my T-Mobile is an option. Then you come down to my profile. Then you gotta come to create another account. Shop plans. Let's click on limited data plans and we'll come down here for the $10 Connect plan, which is $10 a month. Now, I will say this, just because I'm thinking about it right now, as it says $10 a month plus taxes and fees, whatever includes it, and this holds true for all of them. If you pay using a credit card every month, you get charged the rate, so the $10 plus the taxes and fees. However, and I can imagine it might depend on where you're on this in the country, but here I'm in Georgia, and I will go and buy, let's say, a $60 refill card, or I'll put $60 on the refill card. Yes, I will be charged I think it's like $1.25 911 emergency fee, but I'm only charged that once. But each month, my account is just debited the $10 or $15 a month, as opposed to having to pay that 911 fee every time I go and purchase a new refill card. So just something to consider, that taxes and fees, yes, they exist. And if you choose to just give T-Mobile all of your money at once, you only get charged those taxes and fees one time, and then they just debit the amount of money from your account. So I'm going to go ahead and select this plan. Then I'm going to click continue. Okay. Before you check out, you need to add a device to each line. All right. So I can bring my own, and I have to type in the IMEI. And this is just ensuring that the phone is compatible with T-Mobile's network. So here's a screenshot of everything that pops up. You type in one IMEI. If your phone has two, both of them are populated, as well as the EIID, which I'm going to copy that because we're dealing with our eSIM. So you click on close and make sure your device is unlocked. Yes, I've unlocked it. All right, now here are several options. So in the past, I've always used this third option because I just almost always coincidentally had an still eligible to be activated physical SIM card. Here, yes, if you need to order one, you'll select this option and they'll send you one in the mail. I hate that they charge you for that, because I think with postpaid customers, I don't think they charge you for the SIM card. But today, we are actually going to be using the eSIM, and so I can just go ahead and select that. Okay, fortunately, it didn't require me to go back and choose a plan because I already chose one. It took us back to our shopping cart. And do we have anything else left to do on this screen? I don't believe that we do, but let's continue. Let's begin checkout. So here it tells us due today is $10, activating by eSIM, so forth and so forth. It says taxes will be calculated at checkout, but my name's here. That's a random zip code. Sure, why not? And continue. Let's just get a new number and we'll continue. Great. So I can either use a refill card or activation code or add to your account balance. But as you can see, as I was mentioning before, it's saying, hey, you owe taxes, right? It's saying you owe $2.36 for taxes. But I'm going to enter this refill pin. Apply. So my number did go up to $55 down there. And it's going to say, all right, well, you used $10. And over here, you can see that the balance, what's due today is $0. What's due next month, if I choose to continue this line of service, is $10. And that's all I'm charged, the $10, not the $12 and some change, because technically I already paid tax or the emergency fee when I purchased this prepaid card. And then let you know that scroll is complete. So now you can actually accept and place the order. Order submitted. Your order is in process. Okay, and it's saying we're trying to submit your order, but this may take up to 2 hours. If you have issues, contact them. As we see right here, it lets you know that you still need to activate your eSIM. Now, we're going to go back to the phone itself because I should be able to go there now. And since I have an internet connection, it should automatically pull down the fact that there is an eSIM that's now active and so forth and so forth. So let's go back to the actual device itself. Consider subscribing. Now, I wish I would have realized this as it was happening, and I wish I would have showed you this in real time. But I haven't even unlocked my phone, and it's already letting me know that there's an eSIM from T-Mobile waiting to be set up. So let's swipe up. So we're in our settings, and I'm going to assume we need to go to cellular, set up and set up eSIM. And mind you, this was a lot of work just to set up the phone. I mean, was it the hardest thing you'll ever have to do? No. But in terms of the ease of doing this process, or just putting a physical SIM card in there, it's a lot of work. Now, I will give Apple credit, which I don't like doing sometimes, but the process to go from iPhone to iPhone was easy. Yeah, you literally just put your phone next to it and we're active. And it just says, "Oh, would you like to transfer your stuff?" But since I didn't want to transfer a physical SIM and convert it to an eSIM, here we are. So now it looks like we are active. So I'm going to play around with this for a little bit, and I'll let you know. But like I said, definitely easier to just pop a SIM card in as opposed to go through this entire process.